Hey guys, welcome to BP, the Bible Perspective. Assistant needed, but blacks need not apply. What about supporting black? It's time for us to have this talk. Now, before we get into it, please like and share this video and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comment section below. All comments are welcome. Singer Summer Walker recently received backlash for putting an ad for an assistant, or I think it's a personal assistant. But one of the problems she said she wanted either a gay or a white guy. So the backlash obviously was, is she discriminating against her own people or black people? Now, I want to deal with this not so much as Summer Walker's choices, but why she made the choices. But I want to go a little deeper into this issue of supporting black business or supporting black people, and why Summer Walker may have made the choice or took the position that she didn't want to deal with black people. That is a valid point of view. So I want to deal with this, and what I want to do is read an article from the hip hop magazine page. The name it is Hip Hop DX page, and it's just a little segment of the article concerning her decision to not want to hire a black person. So here's what it says. Summer Walker has responded to online backlash after wanting to hire a white or gay assistant. The Atlanta singer posted a job opening on her Instagram account earlier this week, offering $2,000 a month for a male assistant who meets specific criteria. Walker sought out applicants who were at least 25 years old, know how to build stuff, and are preferably white or gay. After catching flack from fans who felt her job listing was discriminatory to black people, the heavily pregnant singer took to her Instagram stories on Monday, December 5th, to share several videos addressing the criticism, starting with the salary. If you don't know what you're talking about, then why are you talking about it? She says. She began, I really would like to know that. Oh, 2K ain't enough? 2K ain't enough. How do you know if it's not enough? I could have told someone to come over once a week and smell my a-hole and leave. How do you know it's not enough? Well, that almost sounds like prostitution, but I digress. Do you know the job description? Then you give it. Okay. Do you know the hours? We assume in the description this should be given. I'm on maternity leave. I'm not working. We have no shows. We have no club appearance. I don't know what this have to do with anything, but we have nowhere to go and nothing to do. I told somebody to come over here once a week and take my effing trash out. Ish, like that. Okay, so that's your job description. $2,000 a month. Okay. Put some gas in my car. Ish, I don't feel like doing. But that is not y'all's business. I don't have to explain that to you. Now, here's the thing. You did explain it, and yeah, it wasn't people's business, except when you post a job. Now, a couple of things I want to kind of approach with this. One, I think the sentiment, and I do understand her sentiment of not wanting to deal with black people. Many people have the same sentiment of not wanting to deal with black people, whether it's hiring someone, businesses, so forth and so on. I'm a manager. I could tell you dealing with black people. I work at a place that's 95% black. So I understand her perspective. And one of the things that I would say, because I'm going to deal with it again, let me just unpack some of her perspective. That I understand when she said she wants a white or gay person, because understand this perspective. What is her experience in dealing with hiring black people? Okay, I think some of the criticism was that $2,000 wasn't enough. Okay, I think her perspective is, how do you know it's not enough? What are the hours, right? If they come over for a couple of hours for $2,000 a month, that's not bad. But that's not even the point. And I don't think that's the biggest point. I think she responded, at least the article here is highlighting more the fact of her response to people criticizing $2,000 a month. I'm like, okay, she doesn't want black people. She would prefer a white person or a gay person. Now, before I address her issue with black people, let me just say this, and this is where I think she's wrong, to categorize all black people into undesirable. That's the problem I have with this. Because whether to single out a single race, to say, okay, I don't want to have anything to do with a single race, in and of itself is an issue. I would ask the question, what about your work history? What about your work ethic? Okay, it's irrelevant because you're the one that's doing the hiring, you're the one that's paying the money, you're rich, you could pay. But I think you're also, by saying that all white guys or gay guys are going to be, the best employees, that I'm going to get the best from this group of people, you are misguided. Because let me just give you an example. When you think about people who want to marry outside of their race and they say, well, I'm tired of dating black men, or I'm tired of dating black women, and I'm going to go and marry a white person. But how many people have done just that and have been burnt by the very same race that they exalted? Halle Berry comes to mind. She has, of course, dated several men, been in relationships with several men, marriage and just long-term relationships. And she's been burnt by every race she has been involved with. We could go on and on and on with that. So to just say that one particular race, okay, should be excluded is misguided. Now, on the other hand, there's a valid point when saying, I'm tired of dealing with black people. My experience with dealing with black people have been wrong. I agree with that. If I had to tell you that out of the 10 experiences I've had with black people, black businesses, the majority of them have been bad. There are a few good ones, and I'm going to say that. And sometimes you don't want to take the time to search out long and hard those few. How many times have you walked into a business and the attitudes, the work ethic, the service was just piss poor? See, that is unfortunately the experience with black people. I'm going to say a lot of them. Not all, but a lot. So she's probably tired of saying, hey, I'm tired of having to deal with that. As I said, I think she's misguided by thinking white people are going to be better. And maybe, unfortunately, and when it comes to business, let me just show you this right here, because we are often told to support black-owned business. This is just a thing I pulled off the internet. Notice it said black-owned business directory. And I'm going to tell you now how many times, if I was to look up the black business owners, how many of them would turn out to be good businesses, provide professional service. See, one of the problems is black people, and this is why I say we need to have this talk. Many of our elites, journalists, celebrities, famous people always preach support black-owned business. But what they don't talk about and what they should address is to the black businesses, you have to do better. You have to be more professional. You have to provide better business, reliable business. As I said, I oftentimes, to my utter disappointment, reach out to black-owned business. And as I said, if I was to rate them from a 1 to 10, the majority of them have been bad experience. Just recently, I had hired a person to do some concrete work for me. Turned out to be a disaster, even to the fact that the owner said, when I called him back to come back and do stuff that he was paid to do, he said, "You're not a priority to me." See, so from that perspective, if I said, "Hey, you know what? Am I going to deal with black businesses that way? Do I want to discount all black businesses?" Because on the other hand, I deal with black businesses right now that have been very good. That one turned out to be horrible. Unfortunately, you can multiply that and put it in the most category. So here's my thing with a lot of the celebrities and those who have the platform to constantly encourage us to support black-owned business. You need to have the conversation with black-owned business and say, black-owned business, do your part. Stop cheating people. Stop providing horrible services, unprofessional service. Finish your work. Do your work right. How about this, black-owned business? How about you go into a restaurant, chicken place, rib place, and the service is horrible. Your employees are nasty and rude. How about you straighten that out? How about even to the point that most of the time when I call your business, I can't even get you on the phone. We don't even know if you're open. And just in my business, in the area that I live in, just 4 miles away, I can call almost any white business over there and they're always open. I can call any white business and they're going to provide services. How about this? You call up a person and you get a black person on the phone and they're rude, they're nasty, they're long. See, I blame managers for that. But here is the point. Does she have a legitimate point of view where she says, you know what? I'm tired of hiring someone who's going to be late all the time, who's not going to do what I asked them to do. Valid question. I think it's a valid question. And I say, look, black business, the onus is on you. You ought to be the best. You ought to be the most professional. You ought to be reliable. And I'm going to tell you, sadly, that's just not true with a lot of black business. And so those that are promoting and pushing, supporting black business, talk to the black business as well and tell them to step up. Tell them to do better. I am for supporting black business, but I continually get disappointed with the level of service, the level of business, the reliability, the professionalism. That's something that as owners, managers, it's up to you to say, provide better business. I remember living in Los Angeles. I'll close with this story. I remember living in Los Angeles when I was a teenager. I worked for Jack in the Box. One of the things that they taught us, and this is even for Jack in the Box that was in the hood, you had to be professional. We were taught to be professional, to deliver fast, courteous service. We could lose our job over that. I don't see that happening with a lot of businesses, to their shame. And so, when you have Summer Walker who now says, I'm tired of this, like I said, while I disagree with the perspective of categorizing all blacks, she certainly has a point of view to say, I want reliable. I want somebody I can count on. And so far, the people that I seem to only think about, I mean, the people that seem to only fit that criteria are white or gays. I disagree with it, but I understand it. But the onus is up to you, black businesses, to say, hey, we're going to show you that we could be just as good, if not better. That is my perspective. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to BP the Bible Perspective. And remember, all comments are welcome. I certainly welcome all comments. They're welcome. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Look, till next time, I'll see you in the next video.